Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is AKINTAYOTIMI. I'm a wedding photographer. In this video, I will be discussing with you the first look. Yep, the first look when it comes to photography. And I'm hoping, of course, that before you watch this video, you kind of have an idea what the first look is. And if you don't, well, that's fine. The first look is a concept. Yeah, I think that's the right word. It's a concept in which the bride and groom opt to see each other in their wedding clothes before the ceremony. Traditionally speaking, or probably religiously speaking, some people don't think this is appropriate, but some couldn't care less. And I root for them. But anyway, in that case, there are pros and there are cons. And actually, I don't think there are pros and cons. I think is very subjective or relative. I'm not here to discuss pros and cons. I'm here to just let you know how I shoot the first look and what to consider if you're going to shoot the first look. Now, basically, when it comes to the first look, though, I kind of like the idea, to be honest. Most people, or some people, will prefer to see their spouses like on the aisle, right? Which is nice. But I don't know. Like, there's a lot of people there, and it's not so intimate. That's just me, though. My preference is not just very intimate. I prefer a first look because it's just both of you, right? And you just get genuine reactions and you're still fresh off the makeup. That's like the most important part to me. So both of you are still fresh and nobody's come to hug you or kiss you or whatever. Your hair is still intact. So that's perfect, right? And we can even take pictures afterwards. So I always root for the first look, especially if we have time, which never happens anyway. But when you have time, yes, up for the first look. So now the first thing I do is to scout the location. Very important. Scout the location. When it comes to locations, right, I often go for a place that has a higher ground and a low ground. That way, when I'm composing, right, I can have both of them in one frame diagonally, okay, while telling my story. So I have like a foreground, maybe the groom, and like a background of the bride. If they're standing on the same plane, it works. But if it's like elevated, like she's coming from up, I prefer that angle. Okay, so I often look for stuff like that, and I can get that from like a slanty topography or like a staircase or something, but it doesn't have to be that way. But that kind of works for me sometimes, right? Good. So I scout the location, okay, and I make sure like it's a very dope location with little distractions. Yes, little distractions, right? You don't want a location that is very busy with like artifacts and wallpapers and wall arts and lamps and lights and no. It's free of all this stuff. So it's the attention of whoever is viewing it is not being distracted by other things. So it's pretty clean and decent, right? Good. I think about that when I'm scouting for locations. The next thing I think of is the lighting. That's why I really don't really fancy shooting indoors. But then again, it doesn't mean shooting outdoors is fantastic because, if the sun should hit you hard, it can be really annoying. And I also don't like shady places, because you then get patches of like light and dark. So you kind of like have to find a place with like decent light, not really harsh light. When I say decent light, I mean like evenly spread light. All right. So it's not harsh. It's just fine. Like the consistency is everywhere within that ambience, that space. So you're not having to bother with highlight on her dress or shadows on his suit, and stuff like that. Yeah. So I look out for the lighting as well. So you can either be indoor or outdoor. After that, I kind of prep the groom, right? Like a mock, just follow me, please. So I need you to stand here, right? Don't look this way. I beg of you, just look that way. You look sharp, by the way. You look very smart. I'm so happy for you guys today. So just put your hand in the pocket and just look that way. In about 5 minutes, your lovely, beautiful bride, trust me, I've seen her. She looks gorgeous. She's going to come behind you and she's going to tap you on your left shoulder. Emphasis on left. So when she taps you there, you are turning left, not turning right, sir. You're turning left because I will be shooting from the left. Let him know. There's nothing worse than she taps him on the left, he turns to the right, and then she's here and you here, and well, she can maybe there's no space for her to even come this way, right? And or maybe there's space for her actually, but there's no space for you. So she then goes, and then he's like, and then they're both backing you. Oh, the worst. Just thinking about it, I'm already cringing. So you're like, sir, I beg you, let two lefts. So she taps you on the left, and then you turn to the left. Or if it's the right, anyone taps you on the right, turn to the right, right? But let him know what you're going for, especially because you want to get that shot, okay? Now, after doing that, then you go meet the bride. So I need you to go meet your husband. He's looking dashing, you know, wash him, yeah? And then you're gonna tap him on the left, right? And he's gonna turn towards his left to look at you. So don't leave that left position, okay? Tap him on the left. Let's try it. Tap my left. Then you'd be surprised some people don't even know left or right, right? So like, no, this is left. Oh, okay, fine. Left. She taps you. And then, well, she taps me. And then she turns and like, see, that's what I mean, right? You good? Yes, I'm good. Perfect. That's it. So you've prepped the groom and you've prepped the bride. So they have an idea of what you're trying to go for. You don't have to tap. You can hug. You can cover his face. You can squeeze his ass. You can pinch him. I don't know, whatever suits you, right? Just anything that would get his attention. You can just get there and just call his name. You can whisper to his ear. You can bite his neck. Any creepy thing people do these days, I don't know. But you can do whatever is comfortable with the couple. So it's not necessarily you have to tap, but traditionally most people just tap. So once you have that, you've not positioned yourself. Now, I would like to assume that because the groom is there, if you had a second shooter, your second shooter is also with you, right? That being said, it's both of you now. So both of you would have planned where you want to stay, okay? So there's nothing more annoying than having your second shooter in your shot in the first look. I would kill myself. Oh my goodness. I would be so mad, right? So that's extreme. I would kill myself. But the point is, make sure that you communicate with your assistant shooter or with the video guys. Those guys with that gimbal, they're just so communicate, guys. Oh, I'm going to be here, right? You're going to be there. Let's all maintain our positions. So you get yourself a good position where you would be and where your assistant guy would be. So I'm often from a perspective where I can see the bride coming, and then he's from like the opposite, like maybe like behind the bride, so that when the groom turns, he can get the groom. I don't know, just use your photography sense, right? Good. So I do that. Don't ruin the moment. Don't do anything that will ruin the moment. Like don't pick up a phone call, you know, or be like, cut, take again. No, what? It's not a movie. You can't do that. That should be very illegal to say stuff like that during the first look. Like, cut, retake, action. No, fam, that's too much. So don't ruin it, please. I don't know what you can do, but just don't ruin it. Let it happen organically, naturally, and let it just flow and just shoot it. Okay. What else? Again, reduce distractions. I really love to reduce distractions from like the bridal party. I mean, some people will say, yes, let's take the bridal party to pump us up. But nah, to me, they're more of distractions because they're just always making noise, especially if they're like a lot, like 25. Woo, kiss her. Oh, jump on her. Oh, so much information, you know, battling with the information that I gave them, and they're confused. So I really like to minimize it. I don't want, if it's possible, no bridal party should come. They can come afterwards, right? This is a moment for just the bride and the groom. Okay, so I shoot it that way. And then I take more pictures. That's why I love first look. I don't have to now wait for them when they're done with the ceremony or with the church or whatever to come back and take pictures. I can take like their formal portrait pictures there, you know, and it's always nice because they're still fresh, they're still calm, hoping there's time, you know, and you take like really nice shots. So that's pretty much what I do, right? And that is my sequence. Like I said, prep the groom, prep the bride, have them walk towards each other, right? And I shoot everything. So things to avoid, right? Don't choose, like I said, don't choose like a very busy spot, busy spot with people and busy spot with like artifacts and architecture and stuff like that. No, no, no. Don't choose a busy spot, I beg of you. Having your couple being camera shy, like if they want to do a first look, let them know that they shouldn't be camera shy, especially if they now want the bridal party to come or it's a busy place. Then you can't afford to be camera shy, right? Another thing is kind of like expecting your first look to look like other ones you've been seeing. I think that's like a no-brainer, because you've seen this guy's first look doesn't mean yours should look exactly that way, right? So just let it flow. Everybody's different, and this is like a reaction to seeing your spouse for the first time in his or her wedding outfit. Okay, this is like the first time you're seeing the bride or the groom in their outfit for the first time. So everybody's reaction would definitely be different. Some people cry, some people jump, some people scream, some people just duck, some people exchange words, some people just laugh, kiss. It's a bunch of emotions that can happen. Okay, so expecting it to look like another person's own, no, off the table. And once you do it well, the couple would definitely cherish it. And then when you're like making the album and then there's like this like layout of the whole thing, oh, it's beautiful. So I really love the first look, and that is how I shoot the first look. And yeah, so you could try it out. I hope it really helps you. This would be a good time to tell a friend, tell a friend about my YouTube page, especially if they're photographers. It would help. I've been doing this for the past 7-8 years as a wedding photographer, so I think I know a thing or two, and I just want to share information. So subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe, and if you have questions, just let me know in the comment section. I will always be right there. Thank you for watching.